Hello and welcome back. Thank you so much for choosing to stay with us here at TV47, and you are watching the Day's Counter. Now, the question of the day today is, what is your biggest concern about borrowing as an entrepreneur? What is your biggest concern about borrowing as an entrepreneur? Tweet us to @TV47KE and at Lucy_Riley with the hashtag DaysCounterKE. Now, welcome. In studio with us, we've got Margaret Mudeo Kimanthi, who is the founder of 1 Million Startups. Thank you so much for being in studio with us today. How are you doing?
I'm good. Thank you so much for having me.
Fantastic. And you look good.
Thank you.
All right. So talk to us. What business are you actually in? 1 Million Startups, as we've been able to establish, is all about training entrepreneurs and growing them. But we'd like to understand where the money is.
Okay, perhaps I could just mention a little bit about what 1 Million Startups is. So 1 Million Startups is basically an entrepreneurship community that is currently in 65 countries across the globe. So I founded the East Africa chapter, and what we do, we support entrepreneurs that are tackling sustainable development goals challenges. These are the everyday problems that we face in our community through entrepreneurship. And we do this through 3 key areas of intervention: by helping them access capital, mentorship, and high-quality business advisory. And how we do this is through the programs that you've mentioned before that we run. And one of them is an accelerator called Elevate Investment Readiness Program for those that are looking to attract capital. And this is private equity, private debt, or grants. So we essentially take them through the 3 months program for them to refine their business model, for them to come to understand the investment world. How can you access what's out there and where is it? And how do you put your house in order to access all this capital available for you? Yes. Right.
So it's interesting that you talked about the methods and means in which you actually help entrepreneurs access this capital.
Yes.
But we'd actually first like to understand getting into debt in the first place in order to expand your business. How really, where is the line between the two, and really how advisable is it to actually acquire debt, good or bad, in order to scale out your business or even start off in the first place?
Okay, there's never at any given point in time where a business does not require capital. So when it comes to that point when a business requires growth capital and you're going for debt, what we help entrepreneurs understand is, first of all, your business cycle. Because there is a way you can go borrow a loan that requires you to repay in 10 days, while for you, the suppliers or the people that pay you, it's a 90 or 120-day period. So that does not match with your business cycle. Secondly, how are your margins? Can your business really support debt? Or are you better off looking for alternative funding for your business? So yes, there is good debt, especially if it's growth capital, that is going to give you very good returns for your business. And again, the use of funds, you are borrowing it for a particular purpose. If it's working capital, ensuring that this money is channeled there and not to finance a lifestyle or diverted to other sources or diversifying it to other businesses. Yes. So
help us really understand, what is it that kills many startups, particularly in the third world context? You find a lot of books that have been authored, and they tell you how to get rich and create wealth and all this money and prosperity. But you find that some of these books are written in countries that are outside the context of being here, right here in third world countries. For example, if you're starting off in an area like Kibera or in an area like CBD, wherever the case may be. So what kills startups when they're getting started, and especially when it comes to the financing as well?
Okay, the number one reason why many startups fail is lack of, there is no clear market understanding. Like, you do not have market, because customers are the lifeblood of any business. So if you have not refined your business model to tackle a certain problem in the community, that means people will not see value to exchange for whatever product or service it is that you're offering. So until you refine that so that people can see what it is that you are offering that they can actually now exchange their money for, then of course you're not going to survive, because they are not paying customers, and will continue servicing a market where there's no clear need for your product or your service. And once you notice that there's no clear need for your product or your service, then it's a good point to start rethinking your business model. Yes.
Well, what then, for example, talk to me about the economy. Is it really conducive enough for business owners and entrepreneurs to be setting up their businesses and scaling out? Because you find companies that are, for example, in the news today, we had Soft Soda app. Yes, Soft Soda. And it's a company that's trying to compete with bigger companies out there and really setting up and everything. The business model is just fine. But you find that perhaps the economy really, is it as conducive as it should be in order to grow your business?
Okay, of course, there are different dynamics when it comes to the market. And again, the buying power of the people or the people that you're really targeting at any particular time. Because as I've mentioned before, paying customers are the lifeblood of your business. So if they do not have that capacity or that power to exchange the value it is that you're offering, then that means your business is really going to struggle. And this is the point where, as a business person, you need to be very creative. How else can you continue surviving in the changing economy and the dynamics in the market to ensure that you continue surviving at this point in time? Yeah. Yes.
What about the industry regulations? Do they limit really an individual and a business from scaling out and expanding?
Yeah, we do have different regulations, and it's upon the entrepreneur to understand what regulations are in my industry that limit me from growing from this point to the other. How can I navigate? Because entrepreneurship is all about solving problems. And when you encounter a challenge, be it a policy or something that has been put in place that can be a hindrance to your business, how can you navigate that and ensure that you continue offering your products or your services in the market? Yeah.
All right, and perhaps for the final question, really, because our time is running out. Tell me about, you train entrepreneurs and you set them up in the right space in order to grow out their businesses. Where is the future really of entrepreneurship? I know that may be very broad, but when it comes to the context of here in Kenya, the traditional methods versus the new modern ways of running a business and growing your business and scaling out, really, what kind of differences can there be in order for one to now set themselves up in this 21st century to actually grow and scale out?
Okay, one thing I would say, currently we are in the digital economy. How can you as an entrepreneur leverage on the current technologies that we have? This is a big data, this is artificial intelligence, and all these latest technologies that we have in this fourth industrial revolution. How can you do your business differently? We are now seeing a distributed mode of working where you can be operating here in Kenya while servicing, offering services to countries, several countries across the world. So this brings in the issue of innovation. Constantly innovate and stay up with the times. And again, because of technology, you're able to stay ahead of the competition, understand what are the latest trends and how can you stay connected to know what is going on to ensure that you put that into your business. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, Margaret, for actually being in studio with us. Unfortunately, that's the only time we had with you for today on the Day's Counter. As you've actually been able to establish, continue staying innovative, being creative, and being relevant actually to the market and serving your customer at the end of the day. Now, you've been watching the Day's Counter, and my name is Lucy Riley. Do follow us on all the social media platforms. That's Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at TV47KE and YouTube at TV47 Kenya. And follow me as well at Lucy_Riley. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that's it.